Welcome back. Teresa Saunders, a resident of Harbor Island, is seeking justice for her granddaughter after she claims she was beaten by a police officer on school campus back in January. Mrs. Saunders says the incident took place when two officers were visiting the Harbor Island all-age school to deal with another matter, and her granddaughter and some friends were hanging around the office of the school. Saunders said one of the other children approached the officer, alleging that her granddaughter had cursed at the officer. This led to the female police officer retrieving the principal's cane and repeatedly hitting the 12-year-old granddaughter across the hips, resulting in multiple bruises and welts on the buttocks. Mrs. Saunders argues that the Ministry of Education's policy only permits the principal of the school to enforce corporal punishment. She further expressed that the school is out of the police's jurisdiction, saying the following.
It happened in school. The two police officers, a lady ASP and another assistant police role, they went into the Harbor Island all-age school to deal with a matter. And coming on to the premises and to the principal office, my granddaughter, she was in a area with friends, very close by the office door, and someone from in the area went and told the police officer, the lady, that my granddaughter cursed at her. She didn't hear my daughter curse. Someone told her, and she rushed into the principal office, got the stick off the desk. The principal nor the vice principal did not know anything about this until after it happened. And she beat my granddaughter. The stick broke. She had ridges. I took her to the clinic. The doctor said that there were bruises on her behind. And the stick broke, and something just had to be done. You cannot do whatever you want to do with people's children.
Mrs. Saunders said she has contacted education officials, local police, and the local officials, but has yet to receive any response. She maintains that they will take legal action if need be.
They just can't go in a different territory. The police have their territory. The Ministry of Education have their territory. You just can't go on somebody else's territory and try to abuse the system. Everyone is not a criminal, and my granddaughter is not a criminal for them to just go on property, or she assumed, or somebody told, or she cursed, and you just gonna took the stick and beat my little girl, my granddaughter. A legal stat, I already got in contact with my lawyer. My lawyer is working on the procedure right now. However, he's going to he's going to inform me what I have to do. We already done that. So that's what we're working on right now.
She concluded by stressing that a protocol must be established and that someone must be held accountable for what happened. Meanwhile, the executive team at the Ministry of Education welcomed public school educators back to school during a virtual orientation on Wednesday. Public schools are scheduled to open on Monday, September 2nd. In July of 2022, the government introduced a new mental health bill intended to repeal and replace the old Mental Health Act, which is in keeping with the United Nations Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities. Since that time, the Ministry of Health and Wellness launched several programs to educate the public on the various aspects of mental health. Recently, they sent a team to Inagua to share the information. Artenia Brown has more on the visit to Inagua in this next report.
On the island of Inagua, there is currently a groundbreaking initiative that is shedding light on an important issue, which is mental health here in the Bahamas. Kenita Saunders Kemp, who is one of the social workers at the Ministry of Health and Wellness, spoke to the current activity of the initiative.
So we are on the island of Great Inagua, and we are still conducting our Mental Health and Psychosocial Support Nodes Network initiative. And we had our first meeting a few days ago, and I really want to say that we are appreciative of the island administrators, Mr. Gilbert and Ms. Leiber, because they are truly the gateway for this initiative, and they have been more than welcoming and opening by contacting the stakeholders. And we had all of the heads of the department attending, and it was very informative. And they see the need of mental health, and they are so appreciative because this is the first initiative in all of the years that the mental health concern is now an issue, and we want to talk about it. So that was beautiful.
To gain deeper insights into how the community perceives mental health, a town hall meeting was organized and dedicated to hearing from the residents themselves.
The town hall as well focused on the community members, so we wanted to get a better idea of what their understanding, what is mental health and what is the difference. So one key factor that they mentioned is that they were not aware that it was a difference, and they are aware that everybody suffers from mental health challenges, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they have an illness.
Herman Gilbert, Family Island Administrator for Inagua, spoke to the importance of taking care of oneself and how persons normally tend to put others' needs before their own.
Sometimes some things take a mental toll on you, and you tend to neglect self. Service above self. And a lot of times, those needs are not addressed. You overlook them because all you're thinking about trying to be that provider, trying to address someone else's problem, someone else's issue.
He also extended his thanks to the Ministry of Health and Wellness. I'm Tania Brown for Jcn News.
Thanks for that report, Tania. Senior officials showed their support to students taking part in the recent Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture's Youth Apprentice Camp Trade Show. The event, recently held at the Ivy Dumont Building, brought together students who received training from the professionals in the areas of agriculture, baking, beauty trades, carpentry, cooking, face painting, photography, and sewing. The officials joined head of the Division of Youth, Sandina Neely, and her team in not only giving words of encouragement, but also purchasing a number of the wares and products. Among those officials there was the Minister of Education, Technical and Vocational Training, Mrs. Glennis Hannah Martin. And finally, she's the oldest known living Bahamian, and on August 18th, Matilda Millie Robinson celebrated her 110th birthday. On Tuesday, August 27th, the Governor General, Dame Cynthia Pratt, paid her a special visit at her home and presented Mrs. Robinson with a letter from King Charles III. A letter from the Office of the Governor General, and an arrangement of flowers. Matilda Millie Robinson was born on August 19, 1914 in Black Point, Exuma, a place she cherishes for its natural beauty and her love of fishing. We here at JCN wishes Mrs. Robinson a happy belated birthday and continued good health. Well, that'll do it for your JCN Evening News. Once again, I'm Dorino Saunders. Thank you so much for joining us.
This segment of the news has been brought to you by Sun Oil Limited.